Hi everyone, my name is Miss L and I'm here because I know that there's so much going on out there that actually sometimes it's hard to focus on what we're learning and getting the best out of our education. Now I know times might be tough and you can't see maybe your best mate or your teachers, but I'm hoping we can have a bit of fun together and get the most out of your learning over the next few weeks. So, as I said, my name's Miss L. And over the next few weeks, I'm going to be doing lots of different lessons to help you. But today, I just want to learn a bit more about you and what you've been doing over the last few weeks. So, as I said, over here, that's me. And I'm going to be doing lots of little thinking sessions. So, rather than the lessons you might have had in school, these are just short thinking sessions. Now, don't panic. If you've been set some work by your teachers, please do that. That is the most important thing you can do to get you the best out of your education. However, if you manage to complete that and you need some extra work, or perhaps you might be sitting there and a bit stuck and not sure what to do, then these sessions are to keep you thinking in the right way, getting you feeling good and learning lots of new things. Perhaps you might be learning some different skills that you might not have really got the grips of just yet, or you might be improving them even more. So my sessions are going to help you with communication, which is how you speak to other people, how you write to other people, how you talk to other people, and how you listen to other people. We're also going to do some creative writing and have a bit of fun with that. I'm going to help you with your reading and being able to analyse and look at things really deeply so that you feel like a brain box, better than the rest. And we're also going to look at some research and other stuff too. Over the next few weeks, I want to give you as many skills as possible so that you feel really confident going back to school and that you feel that you are in the right place. And it means that you don't have to worry too much about having to rope mum and dad in when they're having a busy day as well. You'll be able to tweet me at any time, at any point if need be, at Learn with Miss L, and I'll happily make sure that I sing your praises when I see your work and see how I can help you in the future. So, for this lesson, you are going to spend 15 minutes with me now, and all you need is a scrap piece of paper or a post-it note if you're lucky to get some of those. I've got some lovely pink and yellow ones here. You need an exercise book or some plain paper or lined paper. Or if you're really lucky and you're thinking, actually, I've got a nice laptop to use, or I have my own smartphone like an iPhone or Android device or a tablet, then you can use that instead. What I'd say for the first task though is grab a bit of scrap paper if you can do it. Ask mum and dad or whoever's at home if you can borrow a bit of paper just to write some notes on. Perhaps maybe ones where you can just add a few bits of your drawings and sketches to, or a few things to jot down. Maybe the back of an envelope will help you. So let's get started. Now throughout my lessons, feel free to press the pause button to get the task done in your time, and then press play again when you're ready to go again. So, this is me. I'm Miss L. And what I'm going to do is explain to you what I've done over the last few weeks whilst it's been winter. Now, you might be at home and you might have celebrated Hanukkah. You might have just celebrated the fact that you had time off school. You might have celebrated Christmas, or you might have celebrated something else, maybe a birthday, or maybe just the days of the week. Whatever has gone on in your life in the last few weeks, I would love to find out. And so for this lesson, I thought we'd have a bit of a sharing session and help improve our writing. So, I've been with this little man over the winter break. Well, I say little man, as you can see, he's quite clearly a cat and not a man. He's my kitten called Raisin. And Raisin and I have had a lovely few weeks together, having a winter break with my mum. So this Christmas I celebrated with my mum and my kitten Raisin. Raisin will come back and forth during these lessons, and I'm sure he can help us more in the future. Now, my favourite things whilst I was at my mum's was playing games. We played card games, we had drawing games, we even did a little bit of bananagrams if you've managed to play that before. And I loved going for walks in the winter air, being able to listen to my favourite music as I went for a walk, or going on a treasure hunt and finding things as I walked along the path. Now, this time I did also have a few lazy days, but I enjoyed them, watching lots of TV, lots of films, and warming myself up by a fire. And there was lots of good food over the last few weeks, but I have to say my favourite was the potatoes, especially of the mashed variety. Now, the other thing I did was I thought about this year. We're now in 2021. And my New Year's resolution is to help more people. You might be sitting there and you've already got a wish or a promise or a resolution that you want to do this year. You might want to eat more healthily. You might want to write a story. You might want to watch more films, read more books, or help mum and dad more in the kitchen. Your mum or dad might have a resolution, and when you get time to have a discussion later on, it might be worth asking them what are they going to aim for in 2021. But my wish and my aim this year is to help more people. I want to help more people smile and learn. So I've made 5 bullet points here. Can you see them? So we have got the fact that I was with my mum and my kitten for Christmas. Then I talked about what I loved doing. I went on walks, and I also played some games. Okay. I then also talked about that I watched lots of TV. Bit different to last year, whereas I was seeing lots of family. This year I watched lots of TV. I talked about what I loved eating. Yours might have been chocolate. It might have been turkey. It might have been pizza. But mine was potatoes. And I also said that my promise over 2021 is to help more people. Now, why have I said that? Well, this is my plan. This is my plan to help me with the next bit, which we're going to do some writing. But what I'd like you to do now is to think about your own things that have happened. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is to create a list, either on a post-it note or a piece of scrap paper, or if you're really lucky, then maybe get a tablet or laptop device and use the note section. I want you to write down 5 things that you've done, enjoyed, loved, hated, didn't like that, or you've experienced over the winter break. What have you done since school ended last term? Was there a book that you loved? Was there a TV show that you thought was great? Was there some food that you thought was a bit iffy? But you're going to write 5 things that you really enjoyed. A couple of words is all you need, just like I've done over here. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, I still don't know what you mean, or I don't know how to write it. And that's absolutely fine. You might decide that you prefer to draw what you did. I tell you what, though, my drawing skills are not very good. Let me see if I can draw the cat. I think Raisin's had a few better days than that. Yeah, I bet your drawing skills are better than mine. So if you need more help, rather than writing them, feel free to draw 5 things that describe your winter break. Or you could go onto Google Images and find things that you think would relate to it. Maybe the food you had, or maybe the films you watched. Perhaps that's going to help you get an idea of the 5 things that has happened over the last few weeks. If you're sitting there and you're thinking, Miss L, this seems far too easy for me, I want to stretch myself a bit more, then I want you to think back to the year before. What was winter like that year? I want you to compare. So Were there things that were similar, things you did the same? So maybe the same food. You had turkey this year and turkey last year. Maybe there was things that were different. Were there different people there for Christmas? Was there different music that you listened to? Last year you listened to Little Mix. This year you kept listening to Mum's classics on the radio. And what I want you to think about is what is different, but what is the same this year. Now that's just if you manage to get all of this done and you think, oh, that was easy peasy. I don't need to do any more. So what I'm going to say now is pause your video here, go and write a list of 5 things, and then when you've done that, press play again and we'll carry on. Have you finished it? Fantastic. If you fancy it, I'd love, 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 love to see what you've done so far. So when you get to the end of this lesson video, please do share either by taking a photo and sending it or getting mum and dad to send it through Twitter to me, and I'll be able to see your brilliant work. Well done for having a go. So what we're going to do now is we're going to use the list that I made and the list that you made to create a letter. Now, I'm going to be really sad here, but I love reading letters. I love getting something in the post or an email that is from someone that has really taken care in their writing. And I bet you're that type of person. I bet you're someone that actually is pretty damn hot when it comes to writing the perfect letter. And we're going to help you. So the first thing you're going to do, either in your exercise books or on your pieces of paper, or if you're lucky, on your laptops or smart devices, you're going to write, Dear Miss L. That's me. And I would love you to write me a letter about what you did over the last few weeks. I want to know who you are. I want to know, did you spend time with your brothers and sisters? Did you have a nice Christmas with your mum and dad? Did you eat something that made you think, I prefer pizza and chips, or I prefer broccoli? I would love to know. And to help you, I want you to think about these questions. So hopefully you've written down your 5 bullet points, but I want you to take that step further, challenge yourself. I want you to make sure you've described exactly what happened, how it made you feel. Did it make you feel happy, sad, hungry, full, joyful, maybe merry? Maybe it made you feel like you can't stop smiling. But I want you to think about, how did it make you feel? Where were you? Were you at your normal house? Were you at your grandma's house? Were you perhaps in your new house? Or you spent most of the time in the lounge or the kitchen? What did you do? Did you go to the park? And what was it like? Was it really good? Was it exciting? Was it weird? Was it okay? Could be better. I want you to describe what you felt it was like for you. So those feelings come into it. And then finally, I want to know why. Have you ever gone, why? 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 Well, this is the reason that all of these things have happened. Why did you enjoy it? Did it make you think, oh, actually, that's really nice because I got to spend time with my best sister? Or it was really nice because I got what I wanted when I asked Santa. Or it was really nice because I got my favourite tea, which I loved, tin spaghetti on toast. All of these questions are enabling questions. So they're enabling you to think a little bit harder and write even better. So this is my letter. Just as an example, you might want to pause the video now and read it for yourself, because that way you're going to improve your reading skills even more. Or you could listen to me and after each sentence repeat it back following the words, or just listen, take a break, and then think, how are you going to write yours? So dear Mrs. L, dear Miss L, I started my winter break on the 17th December, which was a freezing cold day. I remember thinking that it was so cold, perhaps snow would be on the way. I would have loved a white, snowy Christmas because I love how exciting films are when snow arrives. The best thing about my holiday was spending time with my new kitten, Raisin, and my lovely mum. We enjoyed lots of food, including mashed potato, which I love. Last year, we were able to see my whole family, but to keep safe with COVID, I spoke to them each day on Zoom and talked about the television shows we all enjoyed. On New Year's Eve, I watched a film with Raisin and then made a New Year resolution. I want to help more people in 2021. This has been an unusual winter break. However, I look forward to the rest of this year. Of course, it's from me. Now, what I've done there is I've thought about my plan from before, and then I've used these questions to stretch out my writing a bit more. It means that then my writing is more enjoyable to read than these bullet points over here. So what I'm going to get you to do now is to have a go yourself. Write a winter break letter. I want you to describe what has happened over your break from school and what have you enjoyed. I want you to think about what would you love to happen in the future and write about it. If you're sitting there and you're thinking, yep, I can do that really quickly, or I'm not sure what to do, you could add a picture, or you could draw a picture that tells you exactly what happened on your winter break. This word conveys means that it's showing you exactly what happened over the last few weeks when people were celebrating Christmas, Hanukkah, and celebrating with their family, the new year and everything else. You could draw what your perfect winter was. If you're not sure about drawing, you might be like me and love to dance. I tell you what, I'll show you some dance moves in the future. But if that is the case, can you film a dance routine that will show what winter was like for you? You might need to practice first, because I know I need lots of practice. Or you could use Spotify or any music playlist to find 3 songs which you feel describe your winter break. I'm dreaming. No, I won't sing right now. But you might want to think about what songs do you think really gave you the best winter break. As you can hear in the background, Raisin the kitten is trying to make his own music with his little bell. Now you need to decide what music might work for you. So again, start with that letter. And if you find that a bit challenging and you want to try something else, draw a picture that brings those bullet points to life, which shows you all about your winter break. Or film a dance routine that is all about your winter break. Or find 3 songs that you think are, yeah, that's my winter. That's how we celebrated the last few weeks when we weren't at school. Now, you might be sitting there going, oh, that's all well and good, miss, but what next? Well, once you've written your piece or you've drawn your picture, I want you to look at it and think, what do I like about it? What is good? If you read it out loud, that will help you to see whether it makes sense. Is it as good as some of the books that you read? Is it even better? Then you might decide to contact a friend. Maybe get them to hear what you've read. Read it to them aloud. Or send them it by email and ask them to read it too. What do they think? Do they love it? They might tell you how you might improve it even more, or remind you of something that's happened. If you're on a computer and you're lucky to do that, you could even spell check your work. Check the spelling under Tools section as to whether you can improve what you've written more. Sometimes the odd word slips in that we might have done an accidental typo and it spells smill rather than smile. Perhaps sometimes we don't even know how something is spelt, but we've had a good go. The best way forward is just to check it out. And if you haven't got that ability, maybe ask mum and dad later on to have a read, or send it over to me. Take a screenshot with your phone or email it over and make sure that you show me that great work that you've done. My Twitter email or my Twitter address is @learnwithmissL. If you send me your stuff, I'd love to read it, and I'll try and comment on anything that I receive. You are going to be a superstar with this. This has been 20 minutes of working out how to introduce yourself and writing a letter about your winter break. I can't wait to learn a bit more about you and get you the best learning experience over lockdown. Let me know how it goes, and if you want any shout outs or hellos over the next few lessons, then let me know too. Have a good one.